Oh, look at that. This is my favorite pink-haired girl. How's it going, Pinky?
Thank you so much. I'm okay. I've been busy, and I've just finished my last class for today. Well, and it was not so good as I expected. And it was a class with my teenagers.
Oh, wow. What time is it now? You're in Moscow, right?
I live in St. Petersburg.
Oh, what time is it in St. Petersburg?
9 o'clock, 9 p.m.
Oh, wow. We better get on with it so that you can go to bed.
No. You know, I'm not a morning person. I'm a late person.
All right. What are we doing today? I don't even know what your topic is you've chosen. You didn't tell me anything. You just like leaving me in the dark again.
Sorry.
Last time we talked about Black Mirror.
Right. I was thinking about another movie that I've worked recently with my students, and that is a movie which is called...
Yes, welcome to the English Podcast with Tommy. My name is Tommy, and this is my podcast. Today's guest has been here before, and how could you not know who she is? And how could you not recognize the voice that she has either, or the hair that she has over her hair? This woman, if you ever get to see her live in St. Petersburg or surrounding area or on Instagram, will completely mesmerize you because of her content, but also because of her wonderfully pink hair. Yes, and she's looking at me and she's like, just get on with it. Because it's already it's already late in St. Petersburg, just get on with it. Okay. So from St. Petersburg, I'd like to welcome on to the podcast the wonderful guest that we had on in episode 131, Raisa Weber.
Hi everyone, thanks for having me today. I'm Raisa, and I'm thrilled to be joining Tommy Podcast.
Yeah, I'm thrilled that we managed to get you back on so quickly because we, at the time of recording in November 2024, we only just, I only just posted up your episode, and now you're back. It's as if you never left us. It's as if you never left the room, and it's great to see you back.
I'm Raisa. I'm an English teacher, and I live in St. Petersburg, as you said before, right? And it's really, I'm happy to be here again. Thanks for this opportunity. And last time we talked about a TV show, and it was about Vampire Diaries, a TVD. As an English teacher, I'm always looking for fun and engaging ways to help my students improve their language skills. And one of my favorite methods is to create educational materials based on popular TV shows and movies. And I also have a speaking movie club, or movie speaking club, with my students, B1 plus students, who love having speaking classes, and they actually like talking and discussing different TV shows. And of course, I decided to organize this platform or a club for my students who are interested in watching TV shows and working with authentic materials. By the way, do you like working with authentic materials?
Oh, definitely. I mean, the most authentic material that I use in my classes is this podcast. Yeah, I mean, I have a couple of students who I like to show recorded podcast episodes to. I always show them episodes which haven't been uploaded yet. So if you're lucky, Lisa, my student, who I'm going to see very soon, will be watching this, and he will see this before anyone has listened to this episode. So what I do is basically I get a podcast episode like this one, or like any other podcast episode that I've recorded, and I just let the tape run. I just let the Zoom video run, and then I stop it. I stop it every 10, 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I just talk to my students about it and ask them to tell me what they've heard, what they've learned from it. And it's a great way of learning. It's a great way of learning, and it's a great way of getting conversation going because, conversation skills, in my opinion, I don't know whether this is just me or whether, whether everyone's like this. It's always hard to start a conversation because people are like, what am I meant to talk about? English, I could talk about any topic you want in my native language, but I can't do it in English. So, okay, well, in that case, how about let's use a podcast episode and let's do that because after all, like you say, it's really good. It's really good to get people speaking about what they've heard about the different experiences that they might have. The last time we were here, we talked about the Vampire Diaries, which for me was a little scary, because vampires are, creatures that we always think of, well, they're a bit freaky. There are these supernatural creatures which people have talked about for hundreds and hundreds of years. And I have to say, I really enjoyed talking about listening to you talk to me about Vampire Diaries. But today, we've gone along the lines of something which is from what I can see, a tragic comedy. Am I right with this?
I would say it's not a comedy.
No,
it's a drama or romance.
Okay.
Yeah. Today I would like to talk about a movie that I've worked with recently and discussed about with my students. And the movie is called The Idea of You. The Idea of You with Anne Hathaway and Nicholas Golitsyn. Well, that's a new movie, by the way. Have you heard about it?
No, I'd never heard of this because, like most of the things that come to the podcast, I've never heard of them beforehand. Which gives me I find easier for me because because then I can just let you guys talk and I can let you guys do your thing. And I will obviously jump in with a few questions here and there, just to get just have a little conversation going. I've got the Wikipedia page here up. This film apparently is from earlier this year, so it's from 2024. Tell me, what is it about?
Yeah, it's about love affair between a single mother and the lead singer of a popular boy band. Celine, that's the main character. She's a divorced art gallery owner in Los Angeles. She's 40 years old. And she plans to go on camping by her own. But her ex-husband had arranged for their teen girl special meet and greet at the festival Coachella. That's quite a popular festival, music festival, by the way. He had arranged this meeting with the band, really popular band, August Moon. Her ex-husband, so he was quite busy and he couldn't go and take their daughter to this Coachella festival. And he asked Celine, his wife, ex-wife, just to take her daughter with their friends to this festival, where our main character, Celine, she met a guy, and he's just 24 years old guy. While waiting in the VIP area, she enters, she believes, is a bathroom, only to discover that it is August Moon member Hayes. His name is Hayes. Trailer. So she went to his trailer because she thought that it was a public bathroom. Well, and that was how they met.
I hate to think what would happen if you walked in just randomly into a trailer thinking that's a toilet, that's a public bathroom, and then you end up walking into the trailer of some really good-looking man or good-looking woman, if you want to be good-looking woman, if you want to call it that, whatever floats your boat, so to speak. So, without spoiling the film and without trying to spoil the film, give any spoilers away, what sort of, can we expect coming out of this?
Okay, there is about age gap romance, particularly those in which the woman is older. And that is something that our society still struggles to understand, I guess. And despite an upward trend in famous women dating younger men, they, our society is still considered as something really disgusting or maybe outside the norm. And instead of seeing two people in love or lost, people assume there must be something not quite right about it, one or both of them. And actually, I would say it's pretty depressing. Don't you think so?
I mean, generally speaking, I don't see what if it's true love, then it's true love. You can't change that. Whether it be an older man and a younger woman, or or an older woman and a younger man. If it's love, it's love. I mean, there are cases, obviously, in Hollywood of older men and younger women getting married, but it's not because of love. It's because of the money or whatever it might be. But generally speaking, I don't have a problem with it as long as it is true love. If you can say hand on heart, this is true love, no matter what, then I would agree. I would agree with you. There's nothing wrong with it. But obviously, you're right. The society that we live in seems to say that this is unacceptable. We can't do this. There's no way that you're allowed to do this. So, I mean,
but in the contrary, the society is okay if, for example, older men dating younger women or girls, right? And it's okay. Everyone accepts that, and that's weird for me. We have the opposite situation, and again, people, they're really in love, and you'll see it in the movie. And by the way, Nicholas and Anne, for me, they had this chemistry, so that was really lovely to see them together as a couple. And when I watched this movie, I really believed that they were in love, real. And well, that was quite moving and touching. And but that is a drama. Well, when they can you imagine what happened when the tabloids catch wind of their relationship, and there were disgusting headlines, like Hayes, that was the guy's name, Hayes, caught with a cougar. Oh, when firstly I saw this cougar, right, this word, I couldn't get it, and I couldn't understand what it was. I mean, the meaning. And then when I checked it in a slang, it means a woman, or well, this is about woman who likes dating or who likes younger men or younger boys. And but we know cougar, it's a wild animal, right? Cougar. Yeah. Or the headline is like the sleaziest mom of the year, or quite disgusting.
Yeah. And from what I can see, something happens. Obviously, we don't want to come on here and tell the listeners what happens, but something happens, which means that something else happens, which means something else happens. If you get what I mean. So, I don't want to give away what happens, but apparently from what I'm reading here, it looks like,
just the social media, the social media happens, it's not about a triangle or a rectangular. Oh, that's just about two people who actually really fell in love with each other, wanted to be with each other. Even notwithstanding this gap difference, they really were like soulmates, but they faced with difficulties and problems, and everyone was I mean, when I'm saying everyone, I mean, again, social media, like all the people around, they were in denial. Like,
Yeah.
it's not right, yeah, for a 40 years old woman to be with a boy who's just 24, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay. So we have a film here, which is sounds like it's not a tragic comedy at all. It sounds more like a rom-com, if anything else. You know, romantic comedy or rom drama, whatever you want to call them,
But
romantic drama.
it's also about music, and if you want to enjoy real voice, Nicholas, that is a real name of our, oh my god, actor, right? Nicholas. Um, well, I can say he's really talented because the way he played the piano, the guitar, uh, like everything was real. Um, every performance that they had in this movie that you could see, that you can see in this movie, is real, and it's amazing. It's amazing. Well, even if you go to YouTube and try to type. Oh my god, August Moon, right? That's the name of the band.
Mhm.
August Moon. Um, you'll see their tracks, their music, and you can even download MP3 into your player and enjoy their music. Well,
So the band actually does exist then?
no, but it's like fake, and it was, as I get it, it was created for a movie.
Okay.
Yeah, but the music, the performance, everything was realistic, and everything was played by Nicholas and other guys, yeah, by themselves. I mean, the movements, like their voice and everything, yeah. And even these soundtracks, there was not just one soundtrack, there were quite, I don't know, many. And the music is really, really beautiful, and yeah, and cheerful.
Yeah.
I even downloaded. I also downloaded this songs that they played. Yeah, that you can also hear in this movie into my phone. And when I have time, yeah, it's in my playlist. Oh, I recommend just watching and also playing this music. Okay, listening, not playing, but listening to this music.
Okay. Listen, this is an English podcast, and there are going to be learners who are listening in carefully, and they got to this point, and they're like, "Yes, sounds like a really good film. This is really something that I like to watch. What can learners get out of this film, and how do you, as a teacher, produce content out of such films, or like the Vampire Diaries? How do you create content out of these things?"
Well, of course, I choose shows that are relevant for my students' interests and their age levels.
Yeah.
And I look for shows with clear storylines, interesting characters, and diverse vocabulary. I also consider the language level of my students to ensure that the material is, quite challenging but accessible. And I also use different screenshots and clips from the show to illustrate the activities and make them more engaging for my learners. Of course, I create interactive quizzes and games to review vocabulary and grammar points, because it's a fun and effective and competitive way, just to revise or to learn, memorize vocabulary. Well, I see a great amount of benefits for students. Well, students are exposed to natural and authentic language use, which is much different from textbooks. Again, being a teacher, for me, it's really exciting, creating, engaging. Well, I really enjoy the process. And again, I can learn. I'm just English, it's not my native English language, and for sure, every time when I watch or when I create something, I'm a learner too. And as I said before about these slang word cougar, and some other expressions and idioms, well, I'm really interested in learning and creating. For me, it's really significant, and well, it gives me motivation also, just and that I would say it helps me to not to have burnouts, and just to keep going, and not to be bored, as a teacher. And I feel energetic, and when I see my students' faces, their motivational even quotes about our classes or feedback, well, it of course it inspires. It inspires a lot. Yeah, when students are motivated to learn, when they are studying something they really enjoy. And of course, I ask them, from time to time, I ask them, okay, guys, let's decide what we are going to learn or what we are going to discuss next time. I mean, in our speaking classes, in our movie speaking club. And I love TV shows because they can provide insights into our different cultures and perspectives. Well, activities help students develop communication skills that they can use in their everyday life.
So, just so I get this right, because that was just so I get this one right here. Basically, with this film, I'm not only getting authentic language, I'm also getting an insight into a certain cultural background, which would be. Is it? I guess this would be an American background, because this must be based in America. Okay.
But the guy, that guy, Hayes, he's British, and it's interesting. Even if you are working on your pronunciation, or you want to see the difference between British English and American English, that is a good way, again, to see and to get the difference. Well, I like it, and so for some people, it will be good. Again, especially people when they ask, or what is the difference between these two languages? Well, that's a good example, brilliant example. And some people, they even maybe they can laugh and smile at the way he speaks, like daughter. No, I can't do that. Oh, it's daughter. Yeah. It's an American, but it's like daughter. But no, it sounds good when you're saying that. But that guy, the way he speaks and the way he pronounces, it is really funny.
Your daughter, you are close.
It's the accent. It's the way that we pronounce words. It's the way that we intonate certain syllables. Well, and it's important for learners. I do agree, to be able to get the nuance between the two. Between this. Obviously, within the USA and the UK, there are so many different accents and dialects. But it is interesting. That is very interesting that you bring that up in this podcast, in this episode, because there are actors, Nicholas Galitzin, who are British, who are given an American role, and I find this. I don't know where I read this, but I read this somewhere that these actors will be given the script in phonetics, so they can get the pronunciation right, the intonation right, and it is quite funny at times when for example, that actor is British, but he's actually forced to put on an East Coast American accent or a West Coast American accent, and it comes out completely wrong. You can hear it from a mile away. Or, for example, um, an American actress or American actor might be given a British role, and then there's look, here you go. Here's the text in phonetics, learn it, and then you see, oh wait, Anne Hathaway is given a British role to play, and it's like, wow, sounds completely different to the normal Anne Hathaway, to the American Anne Hathaway, so to speak. So it is important, and you're right. It is.
Yeah, I'd like to add that sometimes you see, well, I wonder how they understand each other because sometimes just the same word sounds completely different, and you think, oh my god, they understand each other. That's
yeah. Hopefully, should you find the right person, you'll find this magical woman with bright pink hair and a big smile on her face, and that's pretty much all the time. Whether that's taking videos of her daughter skating on ice in the same ice skating rink that she's been on all her life.
But no, it's not the same.
It's not the same? Oh, okay, my apologies.
Yeah, we take part in different competitions, and by the way, we've had a test. There are special tests before going to a competition. You need to take a test to pass, not just to pass a test. And it's, oh my God, it's really challenging because, of course, you need to be prepared for that. And or being a mom, I'm so nervous all the time. But yeah, we've succeeded, and I'm okay. But sometimes I feel like, oh my god, I've visited all the ice rinks in my city, and like, oh my god, it seemed like hundreds of different places. But of course, inside they look the same. Mostly, they look the same.
Yeah. Well, I would say I would like to wish your mini-me, who doesn't have bright pink hair yet, maybe that will come up in the future, Mum, when can I have pink hair? And you'll be like, never. Mum, why do you have pink hair? Yeah, well, because I look good in pink. And, I'm not gonna say, either way, pink hair is for you, and, for you and your daughter to discuss at a certain time. So there we go, dear listeners. The Idea Review featuring Anne Hathaway and Nicholas Galitzine, a film that just came out in 2024 that Raisa has just come and brought to us, and has also talked to us about authentic content in which you as learners can improve your English. Have you got any other further comments to add to this podcast, to add to this episode?
You mean
about anything we've talked about the film, about authentic content, about whatever it might be?
Or the main point is just to choose what you as a learner really likes to watch, or just it's about your interests, and you can tell your teacher, well, teacher, let's choose this, or I'm gonna watch, or I want to try this one. And it's really important. Just share your interests. And well, every time I listen to my students and I ask their advice, well, we work as a team. Well, I'm not alone, and I'm not the only person who chooses. Yeah, for sure, it's important for me just to be on the same wavelength, and to be in the same boat with my guys, with my students. And I of course, I appreciate that, and well, I love it. Really, I think we have a good job. It's really creative. Well, yeah.
Yeah, but that's also part of being a parent. Also being part of a kid, that you have to do something you enjoy. Like a learner, we have to do something that we enjoy, whether that be ice skating, whether that be playing the guitar like I do. You have to do something that we enjoy, and that should also include while you're learning English.
All right. Yeah. And
So let
I
me go to
guess.
this.
Huh?
Yes, talk.
No, just the last idea. It just it was on the tip of my tongue. I want to try to say that we have to show our kids, our learners, our students that it's cool to study and
Yeah.
it's cool to learn something new. And it's not about marks. It's not about challenges. It's just your path that you take, or you have to just enjoy the process. And of course you need to have some practice, and it might be challenges, difficulties, but just accept that, and not to focus on difficulties. Yeah, just I don't know. And we are here to help you, to help, to motivate, and to do our best, just to make it easier for you.
That's what teachers do. We're here to help you along the path, to make you feel happier with your English, and that's what we do here. Dear listeners, you'll join me again very soon for another episode of the English Podcast with Tommy. Until then, it's another goodbye from the beautifully pink Lisa.
Thanks so much for having me, and it was a lot of fun talking to you. And thanks the listeners for tuning in.
You're welcome, and it's another goodbye from me here as well. Goodbye.